Are you exhausted from constantly watching your words and actions around someone who manipulates everything to their advantage? Do you ever find yourself doubting your own perception, your self-worth, or even your core beliefs because they keep twisting the truth? If so, you're not alone. You may be dealing with a narcissist, a master of manipulation who seeks to control, distort your reality, and drain your mental strength. But understand this, these aren't just selfish or difficult people. Their actions aren't minor flaws, they are calculated tactics. Psychological games designed to break your will and keep you trapped in their cycle of control. Like predators patiently stalking their prey, they pinpoint your vulnerabilities and exploit them mercilessly. They plant seeds of doubt in your mind, isolate you from reality, and make you feel like you are the problem. And if you don't recognize these subtle yet insidious tactics, you could find yourself caught in an endless loop of manipulation. Stop. Take back control. In today's video, we're exposing the 12 most toxic psychological games narcissists use to manipulate you. You'll see how they exploit kindness, distort reality, create chaos, and even weaponize your own emotions against you. More importantly, you'll learn how to fight back with unwavering logic, clear thinking, and the resilient mindset of Stoicism. If you're ready to break free from the chaos and reclaim your inner peace, keep watching. You weren't born to be a puppet in anyone's game. You were born to live freely, powerfully, and unshaken by those who seek to control you. Let's begin. The blame game, the first malicious tactic exposed. Let's expose the blame game, one of the most dangerous and cunning tactics narcissists use to manipulate others. Have you ever been in a situation where someone twists the story so skillfully that you suddenly feel guilty for their mistakes? That is not accidental. A narcissist has a terrifying ability to rewrite reality, turning themselves into the victim and making you the one at fault. This is not just a bad habit, it is a deliberate strategy designed to control and escape responsibility. So, how do they do it? When confronted about their hurtful behavior, a narcissist will never apologize or take responsibility. Instead, they turn the situation around. If you weren't so cold, I wouldn't have cheated. It's because you're always criticizing me that I lost my temper. These words are not apologies. They are designed to make you doubt yourself, to question whether you are really the problem. Over time, this tactic can weaken your confidence, trapping you in a cycle of self-doubt, making you believe that maybe you truly are at fault. But why do they do this? The answer is simple. Blaming you is a way to escape responsibility and maintain power. By making you feel guilty, they distract you from holding them accountable. They keep you busy fixing things that were never broken. Because the truth is, the problem is not you, the problem is them. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Narcissists understand this deeply, and they use it to manipulate your reactions, keeping you trapped in their control. The blame game only works if you accept their narrative. When they try to push the blame onto you, step back and remind yourself of the truth. Their actions are their responsibility, not yours. Stay rational, hold your ground, and remember, you don't have to play their game. The provocation game. When a narcissist turns your emotions into a weapon, have you ever felt like someone could read your mind? Not to understand or support you, but to strike at your deepest vulnerabilities. That is the provocation game, a ruthless and calculated tactic narcissists use to manipulate and control you. They know exactly how to push your buttons, not because they care about you, but because they have studied you like a book. Every fear, every insecurity, every vulnerable moment you've ever shared becomes a weapon in their hands. How do they play this game? At first, they will play the role of the most attentive listener you've ever met. They ask thoughtful questions, remember every little detail, and make you feel like you've finally found someone who truly understands you. But don't be fooled. This is all part of a calculated plan. They aren't connecting with you. They're collecting data, and when the time is right, they strike. They might bring up an old failure in the middle of an argument, use your own words against you, or exploit your deepest fears to make you feel small and worthless. Their goal? To make you emotionally explode, and the moment you react, they lean back, smirk, and say, "See, you're so out of control." This game isn't just hurtful, it's disorienting. You start asking yourself, why do they always know exactly how to make me lose my temper? The answer is simple, because they have turned your trust into a tool of manipulation. And the worst part? The more you react, the tighter their grip becomes. But as Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That is the key to escaping their cycle. When you recognize the true nature of the provocation game, you can step back. Do not react immediately. Pause. Remind yourself that their words do not reflect reality. They are simply designed to wound you. Your calmness is your power. Do not let their manipulation define your emotions or your reality. Protect your peace, trust your instincts, and refuse to let their cruelty control your life. The coercion game, when manipulation becomes a tool of control. Imagine a life where every decision you make is questioned, every boundary you set is challenged, and every moment you take for yourself is turned into a crime. This is the coercion game, a sinister tactic narcissists use to wear down your willpower, manipulate your emotions, and gradually push you into submission without you even realizing it. And here's the terrifying part. This form of manipulation isn't always loud or obvious. It doesn't come in the form of yelling or overt threats. It's subtle, slow, and carefully orchestrated. It's a series of calculated responses, passive-aggressive guilt trips, weaponized silence, disappointed stares, and off-handed remarks that make you question yourself. You take a little too long to reply to a message? I guess I'm not that important to you. You dare to set a boundary? After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me? You need time for yourself? I guess I'm no longer a priority in your life. That is not love. That is control. And what makes this game so dangerous is its persistence. It doesn't just show up in major conflicts. It seeps into the smallest details of daily life. It's a prolonged psychological battle, gradually eroding your confidence, making you feel like you're always in the wrong, and ultimately pressuring you into compliance, not because you agree, but because you're exhausted. But step back and reflect. Are you truly wrong, or are you just being manipulated into believing that you are? A narcissist doesn't care about fairness or logic. They care about power. They don't need you to agree with them for the right reasons. They need you to submit simply because they want you to. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." Remember this. Seeing through manipulation is not selfishness. It is courage. It is the act of someone who understands their worth, knows when to stand firm, and refuses to be controlled like a puppet. The next time you feel drained by coercion, pause. Ask yourself, is this truly my responsibility, or is this just a tactic to control me? If the answer is no, then don't hesitate. Hold your boundaries, reject manipulation, and remember, refusing to be controlled by others is the first step to reclaiming your freedom. The confusion game. When reality is distorted, there is a form of manipulation that doesn't require overt threats or loud psychological abuse, yet it is incredibly cruel. It doesn't break you down all at once. It wears you down little by little, making you doubt yourself, your thoughts, your decisions, and even your perception of reality. This is the confusion game, a sophisticated tactic narcissists use to distort reality and trap you in your own mind. At first, you might just feel a little confused. An inconsistency in their story, a contradictory explanation, a reaction that makes you wonder, did I mishear that? But over time, these moments pile up. You ask questions and they respond with a tangled mess of words that lead nowhere. You seek clarification and they turn it back on you. Why are you always so paranoid? You try to hold on to reason, but each of their responses makes you feel like you're the one overreacting, that maybe you are the problem, and just like that, they don't need to prove anything. They only need to make you doubt yourself. Once you lose faith in your own judgment, they no longer have to argue. You will surrender on your own. You will start apologizing for things you didn't do, agreeing to things you know are wrong, giving in just to escape the mental exhaustion. But stop and reconsider. If a conversation leaves you feeling more confused than when it started, it's not because you aren't smart enough to understand. It's because someone is deliberately making everything unclear. Confusion is not a natural outcome of communication. It is a tool of control. And when things become chaotic, who holds the power? Not you, but the one manipulating the game. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, if you do not shape your own life, someone else will do it for you, and they will not do it for your benefit. So don't let confusion define your reality. When you feel yourself being pulled into a whirlwind of uncertainty, pause. When someone tries to disorient you, observe instead of engaging in the argument. When they make you question yourself, return to the truth you knew before they entered your life. Clarity is not something you need to seek in others, it is something you must protect within yourself. And when you do that, you don't just reclaim your logic, you reclaim your freedom. The word game. When words become the perfect illusion. Narcissists don't need to change, they don't need to take responsibility, they don't even need to do anything. They just need to say what you want to hear. They understand that people are more easily swayed by words than by actions. Words don't require commitment. Words don't have consequences. And that is their most sophisticated weapon. At first, their promises sound sincere. They apologize, they vow to change, they swear they'll do better, they paint a hopeful picture, a future you desperately want to believe in. But as time passes, their actions remain the same. Promises are forgotten, commitments are brushed aside, and once again, you find yourself trapped in a cycle of waiting and disappointment. When you confront them, they don't apologize, they don't take accountability. Instead, they rewrite the story. They deny their own words, blame your memory, and even make you question yourself. I never said that. You're imagining things. Why do you always overreact? You're not imagining things. You're not misremembering. They are manipulating you. A narcissist doesn't care about truth. They care about control. They want you in a constant state of uncertainty, always second-guessing your own perception. Because the moment you stop trusting yourself, you'll rely on them for clarity. As Dr. Craig Malkin, a leading expert on narcissism, once said, words are the currency of a narcissist. They spend them generously to buy your trust, but keep the real currency, their actions, to themselves. Breaking free from the word game. If you want to know who someone truly is, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do. If someone keeps making promises but their actions never change, the truth is already clear. Ask yourself, if they never made those promises, how would I judge them? If I only looked at their actions, would I still trust them? The truth is not in their words, the truth is in their actions. And when you stop getting lost in their empty promises, you reclaim control over your life. The conditional giving game. When generosity becomes manipulation. True generosity is unconditional. It does not expect repayment, it does not turn into debt, and it does not become a tool for control. But for a narcissist, giving is never an act of selflessness. It is a transaction, a leverage, a silent chain that you won't notice until it's too late. At first, they may seem like the most generous person you've ever met. They shower you with gifts, offer help, and make grand gestures, all appearing thoughtful and genuine. They make you feel special, as if you truly matter to them. But over time, something starts to feel off. Every act of kindness comes with a price. And that debt isn't measured in money, it's measured in your compliance. Then one day their so-called kindness becomes their sharpest weapon. They didn't give to make you happy, they gave to make you indebted. What once felt like a heartfelt gift now turns into a tool for manipulation. After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me? I've helped you so much. The least you can do is return the favor. If it weren't for me, do you really think you'd be where you are today? These words are not innocent expressions of disappointment, they are calculated guilt trips. Their goal isn't your gratitude, it's your dependence. As Dr. Ramani Durvasula, a leading expert on narcissism, states, a narcissist's generosity is never kindness. It's a power exchange, a way to create a sense of debt and keep you under control. People who truly love and care for you will never make you feel obligated. They give because they want to, not because they expect something in return. But for a narcissist, everything has conditions. They use generosity to erode your boundaries, to make you feel guilty for saying no, and to trap you in a cycle of debt and obligation. If an act of kindness makes you feel pressured rather than grateful, it is not generosity. It is manipulation. You don't owe anyone just because they chose to give. You are not obligated to repay something you never asked for. Hold your boundaries. Because true kindness doesn't demand submission, and genuine relationships never make you feel trapped. The reflection game, when their mistakes become your fault. In the narcissist's art of manipulation, the reflection game is one of their most dangerous weapons, a cunning tactic that can shake even the most steadfast minds. They don't face their mistakes, they don't take responsibility, they don't make amends. Instead, they dump everything onto you. Imagine someone taking their darkest weaknesses, their most shameful behaviors, their deepest wounds, and throwing them at you as if they were never theirs to begin with. If they are controlling, they will call you domineering. If they are deceitful, they will accuse you of dishonesty. If they betray your trust, they will claim that you betrayed them first. This isn't just an unconscious reaction. This is a deliberate strategy. They do it to dodge accountability, distract you from the truth, and keep you under their control. But what makes this game especially cruel? They play it with absolute certainty. No hesitation, no room for doubt. They accuse you with such confidence that you start to question yourself. You wonder, am I really like that? Could I be wrong and not realize it? What if they're right? And in just a moment you shift from seeing the truth to doubting yourself. You stop questioning their behavior. You start questioning your own. This game is particularly vicious because it preys on your compassion. If you are self-aware, always striving to grow and improve, you are more vulnerable to this trap than anyone else. You pour your energy into proving them wrong, into changing yourself, into fixing things that were never broken, while the real issue was never you to begin with. And that is precisely their goal. As Dr. Eleanor Greenberg, an expert on narcissistic personality disorder, explains, projection is how narcissists escape the truth about themselves by assigning it to others. It's a form of psychological manipulation, a way to avoid responsibility. Once you understand this game, you reclaim your power. You don't have to wear the label they try to pin on you. You don't have to accept their wrongdoings as if they were your own. Hold on to the truth, trust your intuition, and remember, what they project says everything about them and nothing about you. The humiliation game, when narcissists build power on your pain. In the narcissist's playbook of manipulation, the humiliation game is one of the most ruthless weapons, designed to shatter your self-worth and strip away your confidence. For them, winning is never enough. They crave domination, the satisfaction of breaking you down to elevate themselves. And to do that, they exploit your deepest insecurities, turning the very vulnerabilities you once trusted them with into weapons against you. This game rarely begins with blatant attacks. It creeps into your life subtly, disguised as humor or concern. A seemingly harmless comment about your appearance, a casual joke about your intelligence, a cutting remark about something you once confided in them, each word is carefully crafted with one goal: to destabilize you and erode your belief in yourself. And if you react, they immediately flip the script, blaming you for being too sensitive, unable to take a joke, or overreacting. But the truth is, they don't care about your feelings. They only care about keeping you off balance. Once they see you waver, they escalate. The insults are no longer confined to private moments, they become public, turning you into the butt of the joke in front of others. They savor the moments when you hesitate, when you freeze, when you don't know how to respond. Because, to them, that is proof of their control over you. Humiliation isn't just an act. It's a calculated strategy for maintaining power. When they make you feel small, they feel bigger. When they make you question your worth, they gain control over your emotions and perception. Over time, their words seep into your mind, breaking down even the strongest individuals. As Dr. Kristin Neff, a leading expert on self-compassion, explains, shame is one of the most destructive emotions because it attacks the core of who we are. But practicing self-compassion can help shield us from its damage, and that is the key to escaping this game. When a narcissist tries to tear you down, remember that their words do not define your worth. They are merely a reflection of their own deepest insecurities. As Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "What troubles you is not the event itself, but your perception of it." You cannot control what a narcissist says, but you can control how you respond. When they try to make you feel small, remind yourself that only you have the power to define your worth. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor and philosopher, also warned, "Give yourself the dignity you deserve. No one can make you feel inferior unless you allow it." You don't have to accept their insults as your reality. Protect your self-respect, distance yourself from those who seek to diminish you, and surround yourself with people who truly appreciate and uplift you. A narcissist's power only exists when you feel weak. But you don't have to play their game. Your worth is not found in their words. It is found in how you see yourself. Stand firm, hold your ground, and walk away from their control. The apology game. Empty words, false promises, and the endless cycle. One of the most insidious tactics in a narcissist's playbook is the apology game. A strategy designed to pull you back under their control just when you're ready to walk away. After countless manipulations, betrayals, and emotional wounds, they suddenly appear remorseful, offering what seems like a heartfelt apology. And you hesitate. You want to believe that this time might be different, but don't be fooled. Their apology isn't remorse, it's a trap. At first, their words sound convincing. They might say, "I know I hurt you," or "I swear I'll change." But look closely. There's no true accountability, no specifics, and most importantly, no meaningful action. Their words are merely smoke and mirrors, meant to soothe you in the moment, to make you set aside your pain, and to give them yet another chance. And then, as soon as everything calms down, the cycle begins again. More manipulation, more hurt, and yet another hollow apology. What makes this tactic so dangerous is that it preys on your compassion, on your belief in change. You want to believe that people can improve, that your efforts haven't been in vain. The narcissist knows this. They exploit your hope to keep you stuck, to make you doubt your decision, to make you keep accepting the unacceptable. As Dr. Lindsay Gibson, an expert on manipulative relationships, explains, the narcissist's apology is rarely true remorse. It is a tactic to manipulate your emotions and keep the door open for future manipulation. And that's the key. They don't apologize to make things right. They apologize to keep control. Next time they apologize, don't listen. Observe. Are they actually changing, or is it just the same pattern repeating? Are they taking real action to make amends, or just telling you what you want to hear? A real apology doesn't need flowery words. It requires change. Trust what you see, not what they say. Hold your boundaries. Remember that you deserve sincerity and respect, not empty promises. When you see through the apology game, you break free from their cycle. You reclaim your power. You step out of their game, and this time you don't go back. The comparison game. When a narcissist makes you feel like you're never enough. Narcissists don't just manipulate you with lies, fake apologies, or subtle attacks on your self-worth. One of their most ruthless weapons is the comparison game, a strategy designed to shake your sense of value, make you feel inferior, and keep you chasing their approval in a race you will never win. This game starts subtly. They praise someone else in front of you, comparing you to someone they deem better. It could be an ex, a co-worker, a friend, or even a complete stranger. They might say things like, "My ex always understood me better. Why aren't you as thoughtful as him/her? My friend can do that. Why can't you?" At first, these comparisons might seem harmless, making you think they are simply admiring someone. But don't be fooled. This is not innocent comparison. It is a manipulation tool. What is their goal? First, they want to create a sense of lack within you, to make you feel like you are not good enough, that you must try harder to earn them, and the harder you try to please them, the more power they have over you. Second, they want to fuel insecurity and competition, making you strive to meet a standard that does not exist. You will always feel like you're not smart enough, not attractive enough, not successful enough, never enough. Third, they use comparison to control you, to make you behave how they want, to manipulate you into changing for them, hoping that one day you'll be good enough to gain their approval. But the truth is, they will never truly acknowledge you. They will always keep you feeling inadequate, because that's how they maintain control. And just when you feel exhausted from trying, just when you've reached your breaking point, they change the game. Suddenly, they shower you with praise, lift you up, and give you just enough validation to keep you hooked. But the moment you relax, they go back to their old tactics, putting you down, making you feel like you're losing again. As Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "If you always compare yourself to others, you will always be a slave to their judgment." How do you break free from the comparison game? First, recognize it the moment it happens. When someone constantly makes you feel inadequate, ask yourself, are they truly helping me grow, or just making me feel small? Am I changing for myself, or just to please them? Have I ever felt truly enough in this relationship? Second, remember that your worth is not based on comparison. As Marcus Aurelius said, your happiness depends on the quality of your thoughts. Don't let it be controlled by what others think of you. And finally, don't let a narcissist define your value. They are not the measure of your worth. You do not need their approval. You only need your own. Stop playing their game, stand firm, and remember this: you have always been enough, exactly as you are. A narcissist may use every manipulative trick to control you, from fake apologies and subtle humiliation to toxic reflection and comparison games. But the truth is, they only have power when you allow them to influence your mind. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, it is not events that disturb us, but our perception of them. You cannot control the behavior of a narcissist, but you can control how you respond to them. You don't need their approval. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone, and you certainly don't need to be trapped in their cycle of manipulation. What you do need is to reclaim your power, set firm boundaries, and trust yourself. Real relationships don't make you feel small or inadequate. They help you grow and become the best version of yourself. So if you find yourself caught in their game, remember this: you can stop, you can walk away, and you can live a life of freedom, free from the illusions they try to create. Stand strong, hold on to your worth, and walk the path you deserve, because you were not born to be manipulated. You were born to own yourself.